randos, hate them or not, they hold up the server. They're the backbone of the server. Without randos, it would just be like an overpriced realm. And we were all randos at one point ourselves. So if you three, the guests, want to introduce yourselves real quick.
I'll go first. Hello, I am, I'm gonna pronounce it Chephadrom. There's no correct way to pronounce it. I'm started on the Earth server, actually, unlike literally everyone else. And I joined the Ireland faction, and mostly just played on Earth a lot.
Sweet. And Alberto, you're next.
Hi, I'm Daperto. I joined on November 1st and have just been kind of going on the server every once in a while and just really live in Grogstown. That's basically it about me.
Awesome.
I'm SpacierGiant. I play on the server for like 3 or 4 hours, and besides that, I have no clue what I'm doing.
Cool. And like how many weeks ago did you join the server?
A couple months ago.
Nice. So, and why are you're still part of the community? Obviously, you're here. You're appearing on the podcast. But if you're not very active on the server, are you more active in Discord?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that, especially in like 1.14 reset for TGN. There are people that like only played on the server maybe once or twice per month, but they're active in Discord every single day, all the time.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna start joining it and actually playing a whole lot when 1.17 comes.
Awesome. And so, yeah, do you guys consider yourselves to be randos?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I consider myself... I'm pretty sure I would consider myself the least rando of the three of us here.
Yeah, do any of you guys happen to have donator ranks on the server?
I am tier 3 and donated for a sub.
Nice.
I don't think I'm donated.
Right.
I'm on Bedrock, so I'm not even sure if I can.
Oh, yeah, Bedrock. They can't get donor ranks, right? Because of the way the plugins work out?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say one of the bigger distinctions between someone who's a rando and someone who isn't is donator rank, because that'll get you attention right away. Definitely. Rando, which was a word we've been using for a long time. I was one of the first people. I'd say I coined the term back in 1.13, which is when there was always PvP enabled all of the time, and so you could really attack anybody. And the server culture was pretty toxic back then, and so we kind of coined the term rando, like to just make an enemy for like the bigger PvP players to mess around and bully them all the time. And would you guys say that kind of culture still exists? Like people mess with you just because you're not as well known as like some of the players who've been around for longer?
Not really. I mean, I haven't really encountered any of it.
I mean, like, I was held hostage whenever I joined the server, but besides that, I haven't really been attacked.
Right.
No, not really. Not on survival. I haven't actually seen many people on survival. And on Earth, it was mostly just, the raids by Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm actually not familiar with the culture on Earth at all. All I know is that the server existed. It's pretty funny. Back in 1.13, when the server was going through a really rough patch with like player-moderator relations, a lot of the players for around a week or so moved on to an Earth faction server, like an Earth roleplay server called Dat Block. It was Dat Earth. It was part of their network. And we had like 100 TGN players in the same faction. And in the span of 3 days, it became the largest one. So Muzak and I think Mario's actually the admin of the Earth server, or that's at least what Connor told me when I helped him with Ascendancy. It's funny to see all of that going on because it reminds me a lot of when we played on the Earth server back in 1.13. And so they're bringing that to you. Muzak's like he's not going to give you guys a chance to run away from survival this time. And is Earth still active today, would you say?
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people in superiority who just AFK, and occasionally I get on to AFK for Ireland.
Yeah, that's interesting to me, because I don't know how you would stir more activity on a server like that. You could do like item drops or events, but I think a reset would be it wouldn't have a huge effect because like bases get destroyed all the time anyways. So you reset the survival server to have like the new versions, the new features, you get to like do stuff again. But with Earth, I'd feel like it wouldn't really have the same effect because you'd be playing on the same version. There wouldn't really be anything new. It would just be kind of restarting for no reason. So what do you guys think would help bring more activity back to Earth?
Not really sure. It just kind of is dead and probably will never come back.
I've never really played Earth. I'd say really there's not a whole lot of a way to revive it. I mean, maybe an event, maybe like a war. That'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I mean, I still don't think that would really stir a whole lot of activity.
Yeah. Do you think people just don't want to play on Earth, that they prefer survival within this community at least?
Honestly, possibly. I wouldn't be surprised.
And
A
not that that's
lot of
a bad
people
thing,
prefer survival.
Not that that's a bad thing at all. It's just, yeah, I mean, it's interesting to me because I've seen all kinds of servers pop up like from within the community and then just dive right back down. But with Earth, it's different because it's official. It's associated with r/teenagers. So yeah, it's really interesting to see how that whole dynamic works. And let's see. One of the questions is, what is the best rando town? Rando town.
I don't really know any
Tentacle
rando
Town.
towns.
Does Tentacle Town count?
Orion.
So with the rando towns, how many towns would you say in like? Just give me like a total guess. Like how many towns total are there on the survival server right now? If any of you know.
Really everything but superiority.
So superiority, they're kind of like the controlling faction, I guess, which makes sense because when you're a big town that big, you have like the ability to offer farms and shit.
Superiority has the better actual town, but I like Spirit City's Discord more.
Yeah, I've heard about that Discord being active. I'm in it. I'm not very active in it though. I'm not even that active in Superiority Discord, but that's the TG Discord that I talk in most. Because so in 1.13, we had all kinds of towns. I went through the map, I counted like around 120 or so towns. And a lot of them only had a couple people in them. So on the survival server, and I don't know how active you guys are on survival, so you may or may not know the answer, but are there many towns where there's just like one or two, like, 3 or 4 people in there? Just like a couple houses next to each other by chance?
I'd assume there's probably a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones I really know are just Lavender Town, and that's about it.
Right.
I know of, if any of you know about what happened with Newfoundland on Earth, they started their own survival town.
Do a lot of Earth players move from Earth to survival, would you say?
I think a lot of them did, yeah, after the return of superiority.
Mm-hmm.
Because, they were kind of living in a bubble, and it had to stop eventually.
Are those like 2 completely different communities? So like Earth players will play on Earth a ton and then they'll go to survival
Yes.
and people will be like, who the hell is this? And they'll have like a donator rank and everything? Does that happen?
Yeah, basically. I would say on Earth, I am not a rando, because I am pretty well known on Earth. Because mostly just because I didn't quit Earth.
What's there really to do on Earth? Because if the point is PvP and there's not many people, do you just have to like hunt them down or whatever?
I mostly just built stuff for our faction. I couldn't really fight that effectively.
Mm-hmm.
My most proud moment on Earth was during one of the battles in Wales against Texas, and Loomis had got a claim, and we were basically just staking him out, and I managed to shoot him with my bow once. That was my crown moment of PvP on Earth. I will never again achieve something better.
Right. What's the meta like on Earth with like EXP farms? Would you have like an end farm or a pigman farm? How does all that work?
If you can get a skeleton farm, I think generally that's the best.
Oh, really? So that Earth is really locked down compared to survival. I mean, I knew that, but I didn't know because if it's on version
the meta is
12,
basically like getting full diamond god armor and maybe getting a gun, depending on how much you want to farm for money.
Oh yeah, they added those guns. I remember hearing a bit about that. I think it was
The guns
P
killed
guy. He pinged everyone in Gentry Discord and he said, "Don't worry about Earth. They're gonna launch. They're gonna have like guns and planes and shit, and it's not gonna be fun PvP." And then I remember hearing that it launched and there wasn't that, and then I heard rumors of it again, and it's all kind of a blur in my mind. But they have guns. Are those better than swords? You'd say better than normal PvP?
They can be, because like there's a member of Illinois who has 4 shotguns, and basically that's kind of a game ender.
They like Fortnite double pumping you or something?
Basically, yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, because they had that kind of stuff on the server we played on in 1.13, but it wasn't very good. We just kind of like dropped nukes on people or whatever.
And then there's also the bazookas.
Mm-hmm.
Those are very effective.
Of course. Another question. This goes for all of you. Anyone that wants to answer. It's do you play on any Minecraft servers other than TG?
I do. I play sometimes, not a whole lot, on a it's like a 1 to 1,000 scale of the Earth. You build your own town, so similar to Teenager server, kind of. It's like TG Earth almost.
Is it more active?
Oh yeah, a whole lot more active.
Is the point like is it like PvP or just building
Just
on a
build.
map?
Building on
Okay.
a map. PvP can be enabled, but
Mhm.
yeah.
But the gimmick is that it's like a survival server on the Earth, right?
Town builder.
Yeah. Dapperdo, Chephadrom, you play on any other servers?
I'm friends with Spacier, and yeah, I go to the same server, and that's about it.
Nice.
I mostly just play on. When I do play, I play on TGN mostly, not TGN, TG mostly.
Right. How long have you guys been playing Minecraft?
I've
Minecraft
been
is-
playing like all my life.
While. Yeah.
Mhm.
For like Minecraft
I
as a
started
whole,
on
yeah, a long time.
Yeah, I've had the game since I was like 8, I think. A lot of us, I feel, have been playing Minecraft for a while, and maybe we took a break at one point.
Yeah.
Started again. I haven't been playing it that much at all recently, to be honest. Do you play like video games other than Minecraft to pass the time?
A whole bunch of them, yeah.
What's your favorite right now?
At the moment, I'm kind of getting back into Fortnite, honestly.
Nice. Is the new season any good? I've heard it's better.
It's a lot better. They just basically completely removed snipers. It's now just bow meta.
Nice.
It's
Yeah,
actually really fun, though, honestly. I've been enjoying it.
like season like 12-ish. It was pretty fun. And then the seasons after were weird, and they did the Marvel shit. I'd never really played those, so I kind of forget.
But yeah, Marvel. That kind of killed it.
Yeah, no, but it's nice to hear because I mean, like early Fortnite was honestly a ton of fun.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, I had a lot of fun doing that with my friends. And let's see, another one of the questions: what aspect of the community server are you most interested in? This goes for all of you, obviously.
A lot of the builds are really cool. Also, if you like, most of the people are pretty cool. Like, you know.
Yeah, I've been a part of the community for over 2 years now. I love meeting all different kinds of people. It's great that the server does that, especially just r/teenagers in general. It kind of brings them all together. The builds, I'd say, from what I've seen of Superiority, Nino has kind of like methodically picked out, like he's enslaved just the best builders that I've ever seen. In 1.13, there were like 2 people that were good at building. They were like held hostage by the rest of the server, and people would be like, build this for me, I'll give you diamonds, I'll give you wings, I'll give you totems or whatever. And it was pretty good. Like, I mean, their builds were amazing, but there were only like a couple of those. And so, but looking at Superiority and whatever, and they have like 3, 4, 5 like people that are just amazing at the game when it comes to building, which is something that I'm fine at. Like, I've never been great at it, but I mean, they just blow everything else I've seen out of the water. Specifically like Murdoch and Raven. I'm sure you guys have all visited the town. I've obviously only seen it through pictures. And like, what are your thoughts on that in general? Like having one huge town on the server.
Oh, I think it's awesome. Just Superiority in general. I feel like I'd fit in if I were to ever get accepted into their community or their cult.
Yeah,
Superiority is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like the result of 2 years straight of just boiling down the game to such a precise degree. Because like an opportunity, which what came far before superiority, we just kind of built whatever and did whatever, and it was great. And then for curiosity, it was like more. It was more controlled. It was more planned out. And then for superiority, I know Nino and the council and all of them, they're really kind of hammering this down. And it's impressive to see just from like a bystander, like outwards looking in to see all of this happening. I mean, it's art, really. It's crazy to see all of it happening. But it definitely didn't happen overnight. This was the result of a lot of trial and error with how managing towns works, and it's not easy at all. And like the fact that the Discord has 400 people in it is crazy. They're really doing the Lord's work over there. Demise asks, who do you think is the most skilled TG player from the people you've met, from your experience?
in the building aspect has to be Murdoch, and like fighting has to be probably can't remember names.
I know Chica and Winter and Mario are good at PvP. Those are the ones that I've fought.
Yeah, I always thought Chico was pretty good.
I can't beat Chica. I can't beat Winter. And to
They
be
help.
fair, I haven't seriously practiced in like over a year. But I'm not the biggest fan of Netherite PvP because it like lags my game out, and the knockback what's it called? Mechanics are weird.
Yeah, Chico
I'm
really
so-
helped Ireland a lot to win its wars on Earth.
And so, yeah, is there like a huge PvP scene, like from what you guys know on TG? Not on Earth, obviously, but on survival. You guys might not know the answer to this any better than I do.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen people I've seen the results of people PvPing in the chat before with like kill messages and stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting to know that some people have it on, because I feel like a lot of the sentiment is that just PvP in general is bad. Or not like inherently bad, but if everybody had PvP off, it would kind of be chaotic.
I can see that
Which is what it
definitely.
was in 1.13, right? Like you step onto the Nether Highway and you just get killed for no reason, which I really did think created a more toxic environment. I think, in my opinion, from my experience, like looking into your community and my like lots of experience in TGN, I think the one major change that Muzak made for TG that resulted in a less toxic community is adding PvP toggle. And I'm still really split on PvP toggle in general, because I like PvPing and I'm good at it. But at the same time, I think there was a lot of toxicity that just created like a negative environment overall in 1.13 that I don't really see echoed in TG when I'm interacting with TG members or talking to TG members or like watching your guys's like live streams and Discord of the server. So a lot of like the same culture is there from 1.13, but a lot of the toxic elements are gone. So whether that trade is worth PvP for the few people that actually do it, I don't know.
I could see toggle PvP being a pretty controversial topic. I think it's probably for the better, honestly.
As a Bedrock player, I usually keep it off because I can't really, compete.
Yeah, right. On Bedrock, don't they have like the 1.8 PvP statist or mechanics?
Yeah,
Like spam
mostly.
clicking? Yeah, how does that translate on the server?
Not well.
Not well. And do you play on like computer or on mobile or on your Xbox or whatever?
I play on mobile Bedrock because it just allows me to play anywhere, and that's really why I like it. Because if I was just play it on a computer, I would just be stuck in like a desk, a real uncomfortable desk. But I can play it like in my bed and stuff. That's a lot better. It's a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. We never had that. We never had Bedrock support, any of that kind of stuff on any of the TGN resets. We did have Discord integration, so there was a channel in the Discord server where you could type and the messages would show up in the chat feed on the server, and people that send messages on the server that would show up in the Discord channel. So Mosaic doesn't have that on survival right now, but I think that was definitely a cool addition because you could talk to people on the server wherever, which is pretty sweet. But you also have Bedrock, so you can connect from your phone. And I'm sure you have to like link your accounts together if you play on Java and Bedrock.
Yeah, I have the ability to play on Java if I wanted to, but I just choose not to. Really.
Right. And what's the reasoning behind that? Not playing on Java? Like, is your computer slow, or is it just?
No, I have a pretty good computer. I just don't want to.
Right. Do a lot of Bedrock players, or at least more active ones, also have a Java account?
I know Weebelo. Some of you might know who he is with the whole thing with Submadoge's dog. He used to be a Bedrock player, and so he got Java, I think.
Oh, so some of them go from Bedrock to Java. But
Yeah,
not
sometimes.
a lot of. So if they get Java, they normally stick with that.
Yeah, mostly.
Which makes sense. I have a funny story. When I first wanted to get back into Minecraft, like back in 2018, I didn't really know the difference between Bedrock and Java, so I just bought Bedrock, and I'm like, wow, they really changed a lot from when I last played. And then I realized that if you buy Java, it comes with Bedrock free, so I kind of wasted like $20 there. It is definitely cool though. I remember when I joined TG 1.14 on an alt, I saw the people with the asterisks, and I asked Nino, like, what's this? What's going on? And he's like, they're Bedrock. It's causing all kinds of problems because they can open any chest or whatever. Like, oh, that sounds great.
Be a slight issue, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And let's see, any more questions? I don't know a lot about this. Tit might have to help. Tika might have to help me out a bit. But have you seen a map art room? If so, what do you think about it?
I
I've
haven't seen it.
Yeah, I have been there too. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How
I've
many
seen
map
that.
arts are there, do you think?
Many.
There are
Many?
like 20 or something, right?
20
somewhere
something?
around
Yeah,
there.
that's pretty good. In
Insane.
1.13, we had like 5 map arts, and all 4 of the 5 map arts were like lewd and would probably get removed if they were made nowadays. And then in 1.14, we had a ton of fun making them in 1.13, so we kind of did them more organized in 1.14. We made a lot of those.
Yeah,
So
wasn't
it's
there
great to
like
see that that's your channel.
a 2x2 caramel part?
What's up?
Wasn't there a 2x2 caramel part?
Yeah. I did that with some friends. I did that with /6 and Creamy No Block. It took a while.
By the way, there are 45 map arts.
45. Wow, that's a ton. That has to be
Insane.
what we had on 1.14. Yeah. And are those like all of those 1x1s? Because
No.
if some of them are like 2x2s or even larger, maybe, then I guess you could even count that as more individual maps. Because those aren't small projects. That's like 32,000 blocks per if you do them in the end, which is what we did.
Yeah,
made
if you count the other
and,
maps, it's like it goes up to 60.
Awesome. I guess that's all of the questions from the sheet. I don't know if you guys want to have any other words, but I think we're about ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
But
I'd
there's-
like to say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Chephadrom.
It's about like Bedrock players. Usually don't be dicks to them, guys. Most of them are really just don't know what to do and have like joined the server for the first time. And a lot of people are dicks to them, and it's usually that doesn't help them, and they just like immediately quit.
Does that kind of culture exist, like anti-bedrock?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
I've seen
definitely.
that sometimes on the Discord.
everywhere.
How widespread it was. We had that same thing in 1.13 with like we had the non-dono genocide, which is like donate or we're gonna kill you on the nether highways and whatever, blah 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 blah. And I guess that kind of ties back to the toxicity and everything. So it's a little funny to see that culture staying around. But yeah, I definitely see how that would make people quit soon because they don't understand the jokes or whatever. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Anything else?
I mean, like, I'd recommend not going to Earn. Last time I went there, I opened a door and got struck by lightning.
Is that a town?
Yeah, nobody likes it. That's all I know about it.
Oh dang.
There you go. Well, thank you all for coming. Thank you so much.
Wait.
Oh, no, go ahead.
One last question.
One last question. Hit it.
Yeah, but Dank Turtle Master. By definition, how do you become a non-rando? How do you escape randoness?
You've got to have like commitment. You know, you've got to be at least pretty active, and you've also
Yeah.
got to be like able to be at least kind of funny, and not just be a total bore.
Yeah, I've been going up to people with the ego map art, dropping it at their feet, and then disappearing. That hasn't helped.
Won't help you.
Yeah, I mean, Chephadrom kind of hit the nail on the head. You just gotta integrate with the community really. Like you gotta fit in. You know, you gotta be cool. You gotta be funny. Like if you're like always like saying annoying shit or like being annoying in voice or whatever, like people are just gonna think obviously that you're annoying. So, but it's really, I think really anybody can really quickly become a non-rando, if you will. You know, you just got to be active and be cool, and especially be active in the text channels for sure. Because there's a lot of people that are just on and they never use the text channels, and it's basically a survival world for them. Which, not that there's anything wrong with that, but if they wanted to become more popular, more prominent, more influential, they definitely, you know, you got to interact with people. You got to join the Discords. You got to add people, all that kind of stuff. And anything else? Anyone?
Hey, Bubby.
Hey.
You want to
Yo.
buy a TV?
Yeah.
Oh.
How much?
20 diamonds. I can
No
sell you
deal.
a pretty good flat screen
Too
TV.
expensive.
15.
Awesome. Well, like, thank you guys all for coming. This has been a lot of fun. I think we've all learned a lot about rando culture, about TG culture, had some great conversations. So thank you so much. And with that, the podcast is over.